Hey everyone, I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and these are your angel messages and your mini tarot reading for the week of May 24th, 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, please take what fits and leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. If you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said now, let's begin. Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Let's take a look now at your angel messages for the week of May 24th, 2026. Your angel number is 3. Expression comes naturally to you. You are very skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation and creative pursuits. You are able to get others on board with your ideas. This week, my dear, you are charismatic. Message from the universe. Release old doubts and fears. You are currently undergoing changes that are necessary for your highest good. These are changes that have long been awaited. Leave the past where it belongs, in the past. Trust that everything will fall into place for you in divine timing. Message from your spirit guides. Soar. You're being asked to stop dimming your own light. Period. It's time for you to come out of the shadows and let your authentic self soar. Fly high, dear one. Message from Archangel Michael. This is a blessing in disguise. Card number 33. So I would say additional angel number for you this week, 333. Be patient and have faith that your angels have this situation under control. What will come is far better than what you dare to dream. And your Moonology card here for the week, a win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Libra is the house of marriage, partnerships, contracts, whether they are professional, platonic, or romantic. So tell me more about this here, please, for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Anything else they need to know for the week ahead? Anything else they need to know for the week ahead? Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Ten of Pentacles, and we have the Queen of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Let's clarify these a bit more. Wheel of Fortune. Why is this here for Aries? Okay, you want to show yourself? We'll take it. Temperance, the Hierophant, and the Hangman. The Ten of Pentacles. Why is the Ten of Pentacles here? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Ace of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Tower, and the Queen of Wands. Why is the Queen of Wands here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Wands is clarified by 4 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, and the 6 of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Strength card. Wow. Aries, I don't know who you were dealing with here in this Hierophant energy. Hierophant could be the career that you have, right? So this is like the corporation or the company that you work for. For some of you, this could very well be a marriage or a long-term committed partnership. For others of you, it could be some type of group setting, familial group, certainly a close circle of friends. For others of you, community group, political group, religious organization. There's something here where when it came to dealing with this entity or this person, you felt very restricted. There was something like, I don't know what to do about this. I feel like that moment of, I don't know what to do about this, I think it's all coming in for you. The Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Tower. You have some aha epiphany moment this week, or some opportunity is headed your way that you're not seeing. I'm going to clarify that Tower for you, but this is either this strike of eureka type of moment that you're like, oh my God, now I know what to do about blank. So if you've been sitting in indecision about something, I think that you'll have resolution this week, at least within yourself. For others of you, you've been stuck because you don't know what to do about something. And this week there's an opportunity coming in that'll help you to move along. Either way, you end up in the black. I think you were in the red emotionally, maybe financially, some of you. But this is definitely you moving into the black. We have the 4 of Swords, we have the 9 of Cups, and we have the 6 of Wands. So something that was like stuck, stagnant, not really moving. I don't know why you couldn't act with this. I don't know if you felt restricted. Sometimes Hangman to the Hierophant energy could be a very restrictive situation or experience for Aries. And so maybe for some of you, you felt very restricted by this. And I don't know if that's because you seceded your power to this entity or they had some type of control over you, as the Hierophant typically can, especially when it's a lower vibrational individual. I do know that you're breaking free from it this week. Tell me about that Tower. Tell me about the Tower. This is like sudden communication, sudden revelation. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Tower is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, and the Devil. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Pentacles. I think you were trapped in something here, Aries. Now, whether that was a thought process to you, a pattern within you, it's possible. I'm getting the feeling here like it's more like there's something external. Again, this is a person, place, or thing that you are tied to contractually, whether that is through like a marital contract or a legal contract, some type of like binding contract here. It turned toxic. It was very restrictive. At some point in time, you ceded your power, your authority, your autonomy to this situation, environment, or connection. This is a week you're breaking out of it. That's what that Tower is. You're breaking out of the confusion, the illusion, the stuckness, the monotony, the oppressive nature of whatever this was. And it looks like you're moving towards better days, something that is a lot more emotionally content for you. We'll get you 3 cards of advice now. So yeah, if this is your message and you feel like, yes, I have been stuck or I've been feeling bound to blank, this is the week that you are breaking free of it. Like mentally, you're breaking free of it. There's almost this realization of like, what the hell have I been doing, right? I'm Aries and I've been giving over my power to this entity. So I feel like you're getting unstuck this week. 3 cards of advice here. 3 cards of advice. One more shuffle. Thank you. I would, leave the past in the past here. Your advice, 5 of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the 4 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Death card. There's something here. Just have hope, faith, continue to believe that whatever this is that you feel like entrapped in or squeezed in, or I don't think I can get out of this contract or this obligation, I feel like relief is coming in the week ahead, and you just need to believe that. That's the feeling that I get here. You'll be able to soar, right? This is giving me the feeling of like a bird that's finally getting out of a cage. So either there's some revelation here within you that says, wait a minute, what the hell have I been doing? I'm Aries. I've allowed this entity to have way too much control over me, physically, mentally, sexually, financially. I don't know who this person is. And then for others of you, there's some type of opportunity that comes to you this week that allows you to break out of the cage. So we'll see how the week plays out. This is a predictive reading, but either way, whatever has been keeping you stuck is about to set you free, or I should say you are about to set yourself free from it. So good for you, Aries. That is what I have for you for the week ahead. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Taurus, my bull gang. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that you enjoyed your season. Let's take a look now at your angel messages for the week of May 24th, 2026. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Your angel number, 555. So there's a big change here headed in your direction, Taurus. I see that because 5s are historically linked to change. A major shift is about to come into your life experience and a change in your path's direction. Be open and stay positive. This week, my darling, you are optimistic. Message from the universe. Your time is coming. Everything is coming together for you, but you must meet the universe halfway. Hold only a bright and happy vision of yourself with successful outcomes, and don't allow your fears or insecurities to stand in your way. So the universe is bringing change to your path, to your life, Taurus, but you need to make the conscious decision to meet them halfway. Otherwise, the change will not happen, or will not happen exactly how you need it to happen. Message from your spirit guides. Reassess. You're being asked to take stock of your life and let go of anything or anyone that no longer makes you happy. Notice who and what brings you joy and who and what doesn't. It's time for a little life cleanup. Message from Archangel Michael. You will manifest what you need. Card number 44. Express gratitude as if your plans have already come to pass. Trust that your angels are bringing you the assistance that you need. And your Moonology card here for the week, a fiery climax approaches full moon in Aries. Okay, so there's something here that's not working. Taurus, situation, environment, connection, some type of experience. I think you've held on to it for as long as you could, maybe out of fear that, you wouldn't be able to replace it or have something better or something like that. But what you want is coming to you. There's like a new package on the way, a new opportunity here. Tell me more about this change, the fiery climax that is approaching here for the Taurus collective. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the 8 of Swords. We have the Emperor. And we have the 6 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. That's you, whether you're masculine or feminine. So see, this is something you've been stuck. You've been trapped in. I don't think I can get out of this. I don't think I can move on from this. I think you have to reassess. You're not as stuck or trapped as you think you are, Taurus. I think you're like one life decision away from a completely different life. 8 of Swords. Tell me about the 8 of Swords here for Taurus. One more shuffle. Thank you. 8 of Swords is clarified by 6 of Swords, 4 of Swords, and the Hanged Man. I'm taking the 6 of Pentacles as like a gift. Like the universe will gift you what it is that you need once you make the decision to free yourself from this. Emperor. Tell me about the Emperor here. Tell me about the Emperor. Thank you. The Emperor is clarified by the Sun, the 9 of Cups, and the Devil. You have to choose happiness over a toxicity. Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. I don't know what it is here that you have been linked to, tied to, you feel bound to, whomever or whatever this is, but you have a choice here in the week ahead. The universe is lining up the dominoes, if you will, but you do need to hit over that first domino. Once you do, everything will fall into place. Tell me about the 6 of Pentacles. Tell me about the 6 of Pentacles. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 6 of Pentacles is clarified by King of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands. The universe wants to bring in a new opportunity for you. This week, Taurus, what they want you to see is you're not as trapped or stuck as you think you are. I always look at the 8 of Swords as an individual who's like sort of bound and wrapped here in toilet paper. It's quite easy for this person to be able to like wiggle their way out of this. Six of Swords to be able to move on. And then you have like the Four of Swords. So there's something here about like, I feel like you need rest or respite from whatever this is. I think you feel trapped in it. There's a part of you that just wants to get away from it or to do something different. And I don't know what this is. Situation, environment, connection. Could be an investment here for some of you with all of the pentacles on the table. But there's something here that you feel like I'm trapped to this or I'm committed to it. But you need to see this from another perspective. The only person who's keeping you trapped in the situation, environment, connection, the cycle, the experience is you. And I feel like the moment you decide to say, I'm going to choose my happiness over this, over the fear, over the doubts, over the insecurities, over maybe a toxic situation, environment, or the connection. Like once you step into the role of the emperor and you speak this out loud into existence, I feel like the universe meets you there. And that's what they're trying to do. It says here that they need you to meet them halfway. So there's a change here that's coming, but you need to actually like voice it. I feel like this week you need to say it. I don't want this anymore for myself, or I want something better. And then the universe delivers, Taurus. The King of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. This is almost like a gift. So it's like another individual here enters your life with some type of offer opportunity. So you say to yourself, for example, I can't stay at this job anymore. I thought I could. I thought I could tolerate it, but I'm going to choose happiness over the toxicity, over the fear. You take control of this. You put out your applications and resumes. You get your references in check, and the universe delivers to you. This King of Wands could be a Queen of Wands. I don't have any body parts, but this is someone who would take action to provide you with a new job opportunity. Same thing if you're in any type of financial tie-up here with that Eight of Swords, like a very oppressive loan or some type of financial issues that you're having. I feel like the moment you say, I want to get out of this, I want something better, I think the universe sends to you, again, you have to put in the footwork, right, of that emperor. But the moment you actually start to take action on your own behalf, it's like the new lender comes on the scene or something like that occurs. It's possible for some of you, you are in a very toxic relationship. And if that's the case, I feel like the moment you say you want to get out of it, that someone here is put on your path to provide you with the opportunity, with the escape, if you will. Can we get 3 cards of advice here for Taurus this week? So I think you need to assess the situation. You're not as stuck as you think you are. I do think you need to remain optimistic about it. If you're willing to change this, this is your week where you can change it. I think you speak it into existence. You have to take action. Full moon in Aries. Aries is me, myself, and I. This has to be you to say, I can't take this anymore. I want better for myself. I think the moment you do that, the universe comes in and gives you what you want. Some type of assistance here. Financial, emotional, some type of support to get you out of this. 3 cards of advice here for Taurus for the week. One more shuffle. Thank you. Your advice. 5 of Swords, the Hierophant, and the Ace of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 4 of Pentacles. Taurus, you deserve a hell of a lot better. It's only your advice. You need to acknowledge this. You deserve a lot better than a situation, environment, or connection that you're staying bonded to or tied to. And I feel like you have someone here who's manipulating you. I don't know if it's the boss, the friend, the family member, the lover. There's something like you have to stay tied to this because you can't get better elsewhere. And the universe is saying you absolutely can get better elsewhere. You had 3 of the aces on the table. You have the Ace of Pentacles, you had the Ace of Wands, and now you have the Ace of Cups. All you need is your Ace of Swords. You need that moment of truth where you literally speak it into existence, Taurus. And I think you have a completely different life here being delivered to you by the angels. That is what I have for you for the week ahead. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. That's right. Until I read for you again, Taurus, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Gemini Twin Gang. I hope you're doing well. Happy birthday if you are a Gemini sun. Let's take a look now at our angel messages for the week of May 24th, 2026. And of course, this is for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Our angel number for the week, 28. In an effort to accomplish great things, you recognize the value of working with others. You make a capable and compassionate leader who can bring people together and drive a team toward achievement. This week, my dear, you are a leader. Message from the universe. If you are worried that you don't have the strength to move on, think how much strength you are using to hold on. Then redirect that energy and enjoy your life again. Message from your spirit guides. Resolution. Whatever it is that you have been struggling with, it is about to be resolved. Remember that resolutions don't always happen in the way we hope or want, but being able to move forward and start fresh will bring relief. Message from Archangel Michael. Open your heart. Card number 22. No one is perfect. Stop judging yourself and others and let love heal the situation. If you're not interested in healing a connection with anyone, then just open your heart and allow love to heal your heart, Gemini. Moonology card here for the week. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. So there's something here that you're worried about. You're not quite sure what direction to go in. I think you're seeking resolution. I think you have an idea of what you want, but I think you need a practical plan here. And you have to take ownership of this, whatever it is here, this goal. We'll call it the goal that you want. Tell me more about this here, please, for Gemini for the week ahead. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the King of Cups, opening up your heart, the Hermit, and the Two of Wands. There's the decision point. Bottom of the deck, Five of Swords. I think you have to get out of your head on this one. I think you're thinking too much. You're thinking too much about all the little details and everything that can go wrong. But there's something here. You actually need a practical plan. Tell me about the King of Cups. Tell me about the King of Cups here for Gemini. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Cups is clarified by Knight of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Take that Six of Cups that came out here on the side. The Hermit. Tell me about the Hermit. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Hermit is clarified by the Nine of Swords. Told you, get out of your head. Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles. There's your practical plan. And then the Two of Wands. Tell me about the Two of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Two of Wands is clarified by the Magician. There we go. Justice and the Knight of Pentacles. Plan, plan, plan. Bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. So I'm not sure what type of dream this is for you. I feel like this is some type of dream, some type of goal. I can't wait till I accomplish this. I can't wait until I get this done. So I don't know what that blank is for you, but I think that you've held it in your heart for a while. I think this is something that you really would like to see materialize in your lifetime. I don't think this is a small wish, dream, or goal either. I think it's pretty large here, but the universe is saying you have to take the lead to make this happen. Will we be there to support you? Absolutely. But you need a practical plan here. What you want is good. Okay. The dream is good. The goal is good, but you need a practical plan. If you're looking to relocate, you need to be practical about it. You need to look at your expenses. You need to budget for this. You need to save accordingly. You know, maybe you need to cut down on expenses. Same thing if you want to like launch a business. So I feel like we're leaning here a little bit more on the financial side or like long-term investment side, some type of long-term growth here. I feel like the Gemini Collective is very interested in. Open up your heart to this. Knight of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. You have to love this dream enough that you not only create the plan in the Knight of Pentacles, but you work every day towards this. You find a way to make this happen. That's the only way this is going to happen. Your dreams need a radical plan. I was going to say a practical plan, but maybe a radical plan. So if there's something here that you want, and you haven't been able to achieve it, I think it's time that you buckle down and get serious. Knight of Pentacles is our cousin sign of Virgo. Virgo, high vibe, is all about systems, strategies, plans. That's the first thing. Like, that's the first decision here you need to make. Two of Wands. Like, before I can even begin manifesting this and bringing this like into balance into my life, first thing you need to do is Knight of Pentacles. It's almost like you got to reverse engineer this. You got to start small. And you have to figure out the plan. Then you can be wholly invested in it. That's going to do a lot more to make this plan of yours, this goal of yours, a reality than you just wishing and hoping. Wishing and hoping doesn't do anything. You get lost in all the minutia, right? You get lost in the swamp of the plan. And then I think at that point you give up on it, or it just exists in a dream state. There's a need for you to put some real pentacle effort into this. Time, love, money, commitment into the dream, wish, or goal. You have to open up your heart to it. You have to love it enough that you say, this is my plan, and now every day I'm going to dedicate blank amount of time to making that happen. I'll use myself as an example. I want to move and relocate. It's probably going to be like a 12 to 18 month plan for me, but every day I need to do something. I need to find ways to cut back on costs, new ways on how to make money. I need to start going through my house and like clearing out what I don't want and throwing out what I'm not taking. Every day, just a little bit will get you closer to that plan. That's a lot better than you sitting around 8 hours a day in that Nine of Swords card being like, oh my God, what do I do next? I have so much to do. I feel so overwhelmed. I think you need to break this down into like bite-sized pieces, if you will, and every day is just a little bit more of a bite. Next day is another bite. The day after is another bite. I think that's how you accomplish this goal. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. So I think the resolution here that you're seeking of making this goal a reality is creating the plan first. One more shuffle. Thank you. And then you have to love it enough to stay dedicated every day. Your advice, Nine of Cups, that happiness that you want, Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Cups, bottom of the deck, Strength card. You have to want it. You have to open up your heart to this, and you logically have to say to yourself, if I were to achieve this goal, I would be so happy. So today I'm going to make an effort to do this. And tomorrow I'm going to make more of an effort. And this could even be like a weight loss program. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to lose 40 pounds. This is what I have to do. This is my dietary plan. This is my exercise regimen. And every day I'm going to do blank to help me achieve that goal. So there's something here. I feel like it's more of a goal for you. It's nice to dream. It's nice to wish. And it's nice to manifest. But manifestation isn't just hoping and asking for the 20 or 40 pounds to be shed. It's actually doing the work required to make it happen. But if you're able to create that plan today, within 1 month, there's a huge difference between where you are right now and where you are. You either have more money saved, or you've lost that weight, or your house is cleaned out. Hint, hint, Jen. So there's something like that, but you need to start it today. And if you start it today, 1 month from now, you will be a lot closer to that dream, wish, or goal that you have. It's more attainable at that point. It's more real. That is what I have for you, Gemini, for the week ahead. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Let's take a look now at your angel messages for the week of May 24th, 2026. Angel number 23. You have a zest for life, and you are eager to experience anything and everything possible. You love change and excitement, and you need both to feel truly alive. For you, life is an adventure to be lived to the fullest. And this week, my darling, you are adventurous. I've been feeling this itch in the Cancer Collective of wanting to move out of a comfort zone. I think this week you're going to feel that a little bit more. Message from the universe. Live your life to its fullest potential. Let go of the need for approval from others. Live up to your own expectations and no one else's. No more selling yourself short. Keep moving forward. You've got this. Message from your spirit guides. Break free. I told you, you're being asked to break free from the tribe in order to live your authentic life. This isn't easy, but it is very necessary. Always in your readings, I channel quicker, I read quicker than I should. I'm so sorry about that. Let me start over. You are being asked to break free from the tribe in order to live your authentic life. This isn't easy, but it is very necessary. If you're going to share your true self with others, you need to be brave and you need to be real and you need to be you and trust that those who love you will always be there for you. I definitely feel the shackles that have been you have felt so bound to something for so long, and for some of you it's just an old version of yourself. I think the world's about to see a completely different Cancerian collective. Be honest with yourself is your message from Archangel Michael. This is card number 5, and 5s are all about change. All your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth and then let source take it from there. And your Moonology card here for the week, what do you need to release? Waning moon. Wow. Cancer, I just did that tarot card of the week reading for you the other day for the week ahead. And it talked about you releasing. And for a lot of you, it's like releasing your space. I don't mean like, packing everything up and living out of a van, although you could if you wanted to. But there's something here about you're holding on to items that no longer serve you, relics of the past. And I think in that reading, I channeled something like some of you have attics just filled with stuff you have not seen in like decades. It's time to clean your space. It's time to break free from the past. I almost want to say like even like just cleaning up your living space. There's something here of you need new energy to flow in to your space. Tell me more about this here for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Some of you really want to relocate. Absolutely. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Six of Swords. That's moving on, moving away. 4 of Pentacles and the Strength card, bottom of the deck, the Sun. It's really hard to move forward when something is keeping us anchored. And I think what keeps us anchored, for a lot of us, not just you, it's our stuff, right? If I looked around in this house and I was honest with myself and I said, I'm getting this little pod that I'm going to pack up with everything I need in order to relocate, I would only probably be taking 1/3 of the contents of this house, maybe a quarter, if I'm being honest. The other stuff is really just stuff. It just weighs me down. 4 Pentacles just becomes an anchor. So there's something here you want to move towards. Maybe some of you actually want to relocate, but I think you need to free up your space. And if you're not looking to move, you're not looking to relocate, there's still something here about you cleaning your energetic space. I don't know why that keeps coming up in your readings for the past 4 or 5 days. Clarify the Six of Swords. Okay. 6 of Swords clarified by the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and Justice. Bottom of the deck, we have the 3 of Swords. Clarify that 4 Pentacles for me. So there's the adventure. 6 of Swords, Knight of Wands. That's you wanting to move forward. But you're a very practical sign. Most people don't think that of Cancer, but I do. I want to move forward, either towards adventure, getting out of the house more, connecting with people, possibly relocating, or maybe even emptying out my contents to like move. But I want to do it in a balanced way. I don't want to be erratic. That's a very practical side of a Cancerian. And this is saying you can do it. You can do it. Tell me more about that 4 of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. 4 Pentacles is clarified by the Devil. The 3 of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Pentacles. There is something holding you down. It could be doubts. It could be fears. It could be anxieties. It could be a toxic connection in your life. It could be literal contents. Like you are so weighed down with stuff that you think to yourself, I would love to relocate, but what the hell would I do with all of this stuff in my house or in my apartment? But there's something here you are connected to. You feel bound to. You feel tied to. It actually is an anchor on you. And for some of you, it's like an actual situation, environment, or connection. For others of you, it's just stuff. It's just stuff that has to go, needs to be released, no longer serves a purpose, and it's energetic clutter in your space. Strength. Whichever one of these storylines, if you will, or lifelines, if you will, you're resonating with, it's going to require strength. It's going to require strength to go through the house and throw things out. It's going to require strength to confront something or someone who's toxic in your life and create some distance between you and them. Yes, it will require strength, but you have more than enough of it. One more shuffle. Thank you. Strength card is clarified by King of Wands, the Death card, and the 2 of Wands. It's your decision to make. Star card, you have something bigger and better waiting for you. And I think for a lot of you, this starts, I have like 3 different timelines, if you will, of Cancerians, all running parallel to one another. So I'll make it very simple. Group 1, you are tied to a very toxic situation, environment, or connection. It's either the people that you live with, you share space with, a particular connection in your life. It could be familial. Maybe that's why with that 10 of Pentacles to the Devil, you feel tied or obligated to this person. Like, I would love to, I don't know, move to California, but I can't leave mom or dad behind because I'm the only person left to take care of them. But that is still a toxic connection. It's not enabling you to soar and live your own life. I know that we feel sometimes indebted to our parents, no doubt. But when we get to our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, when do we start living for us? And some of you haven't quite done that yet because of that relational, that familial connection. So yeah, group one of you have someone or something very toxic in your life. This week, all you need to do is recognize that. You need to be honest with yourself. I need to release this. I need to create as much distance as I can between myself and this person. And that's a decision point that you're at. For others of you, it's literally your space. You maybe don't want to relocate, but your space has become very overwhelmed with anchors of the past. You've kept on to what you would call memories, but they really are ghosts of the past, and they're weighing you down and they're weighing your space down energetically. It's time for like a little life cleanup there when it comes to the house. And I mean, really like moving around furniture and cleaning out the cobwebs and all of that stuff. And then I have a third group of you, you're longing for adventure. You either want to go on more vacations, and in that case, you might feel restricted by money. It's time for you to come up with some creative ways on how to maybe cut expenses, secondary sources of income, create that adventure fund, if you will, and plan something out for yourself. Even if it takes you 1, 2, 3 years, to go on that cruise or whatever this is, you can do it if you put your mind to it. And for others of you, that adventure is not just like going on a cruise. It actually is like physically relocating. But before you can even begin to do that, you need to release some of the contents of your home. It's time to like go through your stuff and donate or throw out stuff that is just kind of an unnecessary anchor to you right now, in making you feel very overwhelmed when you even start thinking about relocating. 3 cards of advice here. 3 cards of advice. All of you can break free from this. I think that's your message. You can break free from the situation, environment, or connection. You're strong enough to do this. This week, you just need to make the decision that that's something you absolutely want to do. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your advice for the week ahead. The Hangman, the Knight of Pentacles. There you go. 2 of Swords, bottom of that King of Pentacles. I think I said to you in one of your readings recently, I was like, Cancer, forget about Jesus, take the wheel. Cancer needs to take the wheel. You need to take the wheel on this. You need to see this from another perspective, that your life needs to move forward, and it's sitting stuck right now, and you're longing to be free. And I think what you're not seeing is that you're more than capable of doing this. And I don't know what transpired here in your life that made you think that you were so small or so incapable, but I'm here to remind you that you're not. You're not small. You're not incapable. You're more than capable of taking over the helm of this ship of your life and moving it in the direction that you want it to go in. That is what I have for you for the week ahead. I think before you break free from anything, you're going to have to break free from that mindset that says, I can't do it, because you most certainly can. That's what I have for you for the week ahead. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, don't forget to check out your other placements. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope that you're well. Let's take a look now at your angel messages for the week of May 24th, 2026. Angel number 7. You possess a very refined mind and deep urge to uncover life's mysteries. Your ability to acquire vast knowledge on both the informational and spiritual planes gives you a greater awareness than most. This week, my darling, you are brilliant. Come on, Leo. When are you not brilliant? Let's be honest. Message from the universe. This new chapter in your life will require a new way of seeing things, and a new way of seeing yourself, and a new way of doing things. Didn't I just say that in your last reading? I'm pretty sure I did. You can't continue to see and interpret things with the same understanding that you have had until now. No matter what you face or how you feel, see it all from a higher perspective. Message from your spirit guides. Bravery. You are being asked to make a tough decision that you've been putting off because of fear, which is understandable. But you do have the strength and bravery to make this decision, and you will feel so much lighter when you do. There's something here in your life that isn't working, and it comes down to the coin. Either who you're working for, or how you make your money, or for those of you where you're a business owner, you're brilliant and you're doing something the old way, or you're afraid of learning something new. Let's keep going with this message. This is coming up so strong for you, like in the last month or two. Message from Archangel Michael. Be the real you. Card number 6. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. And your Moonology card here for the week. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. We have a new moon in Cancer coming up soon. So there's, I think between now and Cancer season, if you're brave enough to learn something new or do something differently, 4 of Pentacles, King of Wands, like if you take action on your own behalf, this situation, environment, or connection where you feel stuck, and I feel like it has more to do with your finances, I feel like if you're brave enough, you can unstuck yourself from this. Unstick yourself. Tell me more about this here for Leo, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Some of you think I'm just not capable, or this is all I know how to do, or there's something like that. But I think there's more. I think there's more here that you can do, more here that you can learn, or a different way of doing what you're currently doing. I think there's more money for the Leo collective. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Six of Pentacles. There's more money here for you. I think you're leaving money on the table. I don't know if you've ever heard that expression. You're leaving money on the table because of some gift or talent that you don't want to learn, or you're a little stubborn when it comes to learning. But once you learn this, whatever this is, this app, I don't know, you introduce credit cards to your all cash business. There's something here if you were to learn this skill, and I don't think a lot of you have to spend money, like a lot of money to learn this. I do think that it increases your finances. Queen of Cups, bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. There you go. The aces are the potential to get to the 10. Learning this new thing, but you have to open up your heart to it. Right now in the deck I use for you, the Queen of Cups, the chalice is closed. So it's like, I don't even want to consider that. I don't want to consider getting that license or that certification or going back to school. I don't want to consider bringing in a credit card machine for my all cash business. But let's use that as an example. So what? You bring a credit card machine into your all cash business. Who says that you have to take the hit for the credit card transaction fee? I'll use the deli in my town again. I went this morning to get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich on a roll. And when she brought out the credit card machine, I said, oh, I'm really glad to see that you guys have this. I was in here earlier this week. And she said, yeah, for the longest time we didn't, because the owner didn't want to pay the 3.5%. And we decided, you know what, we're going to let the customer pay. If the customer wants to avoid that fee, they can pay cash, or they're going to have to eat the 3.5%. Now, for me, as a matter of convenience, for me, I have no problem paying the 3.5%. Not because I'm rich. For me, it's the logical choice, because my bank is not in this town. And if I were to go to another ATM machine that's not of my branch, I have to pay $5 to withdraw $20. Isn't that ridiculous? My own money. But the ATM fee at that bank is $5 if you don't have an ATM with their bank. So for me to go there and buy a bagel and pay them 3.5%, like for me, it's a no-brainer to pay the 3.5%. So there is something like that here at play. I'm just giving you that example, but there's something here that you can learn or do, or something that you can implement. And some of you are like, I don't want to absorb the cost of that. But if you're a business owner, you can pass that cost down to your customers. The same way like the bagel place in my town does, the sandwich place. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles. I feel like you're leaving money on the table. I think you have a talent you have not yet tapped. I think there's something more here to learn. Tell me more about this. One more shuffle. Thank you. I'm hearing shekels. Shekels. I don't mean to laugh at you, but you're receiving shekels, like pittance, like pennies for what you bring to the table. You're very undervalued at your job. And if you are a business owner, you are not charging enough for your products or services. Or there's something new you can learn that will increase that financial abundance for you. High Priestess, Seven of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. There you go. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Pentacles. There's something new here for you to learn. Again, some skill. And maybe for some of you, this is like you've been a homemaker for 20 or 30 years. And I don't know, maybe you're getting a divorce. Maybe your husband is retired. Maybe you're just looking for secondary source of income. And you're like, Jen, I don't know what to do. My household needs money. I'm really like the last man, last woman standing type of thing. I don't know what to do. Well, can you become a realtor? You know, is there something like that where you can get like some type of license or accreditation that wouldn't cost too much, something that you enjoy doing to produce that new source of revenue? If you're a business owner, can you introduce credit cards? And yeah, maybe you might have to pass that transactional fee down to your customers, but it would make their ability to conduct business with you a lot easier. Is there a new skill that you can learn? Do you know a particular program, but you don't know the updated version of it? You know, there's something here about working smarter, not harder in the Leo collective. You're leaving money on the table that belongs to you, but no one's going to give it to you. You're going to have to earn this. Like you have to learn this skill or implement this new thing. The only one sabotaging you from the Ten of Pentacles is you. You're the only one. You're like, I don't want to learn it. La, 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 la. I don't want to hear it. Okay, you can. The source is just saying you can do this. You are brilliant enough to learn this. You're brilliant enough to have this new financial, chapter of your life. You just got to be a little brave. This whole feeling of I can't do it. I think you can. I mean, source is screaming at you. You can. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Page of Pentacles, clarified by Two of Pentacles. Queen of Swords and the Six of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Five of Wands. I really feel like I'm talking to a group of you where you're either not making the money you used to or not making the money that you want to make. Some of you are rubbing two nickels together to pay the electricity bill this month. There's a lot more victory here than you realize. I keep hearing you're leaving money on the table. Tell me about that Queen of Cups. I think you need to open up your heart to this. You have to say, you know what? She's right. I got to be real. Instead of like be the real you, I think you need to be real with yourself. Yeah, there's more than I can do. I can do this differently. I can learn this. I can acquire that. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Cups is Cancerian energy, by the way. We have the Page of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords. If you put your mind to this, if you really absorb this message that's coming through for you today, and you think of different ways on how you can generate income for yourself, or change something that you're currently doing, like working smarter, not harder, learning that new app or something, or deciding, yes, I'm going to go to school. Yes, I'm going to look for funding. There are plenty of grants out there that will help fund your school. You don't automatically have to get a loan and be saddled with student debt, especially if this is like night courses or something. There's plenty of funding out there at community colleges and things of that nature. I just want you to really absorb this message. And if you decide over the course of the next 8 days that you do want to learn something new, or that whole work smarter, not harder thing, if you decide that within the next 8 days, by the time you get the Cancer season, the money starts rolling in. Like now it becomes real. Now it becomes tangible. Like you get the new job offer, or your clients increase, or something, like the money starts to pour in. It's like it overflows out of the cup. So if this is your message and this is resonating for you, I feel like over the course of the next 8 days, you need to decide that you want to do this differently, learn something different, realize that you are, maybe for some of you, you're at a job that does not pay you what you're worth. And if over the course of the next 8 days you decide, you know what, I'm going to look for another job, by the time you get the Cancer season, you have another job. And it's far better than the one you have. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have that Seven of Wands. The only person holding you back is you. And you're the Sun card, Leo. You're the only one holding yourself back from this. Five of Cups, bottom of the deck, Two of Swords. You can't see it now, but the way you're doing something no longer serves you. There's something here about like increasing technology, or getting some type of new license or accreditation. But if you make that decision over the course of the next 8 days, what you want starts coming in by Cancer season. That's less than 4 weeks away. That is what I have for you, my dear. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Let's take a look now at your angel messages for the week of May 24th, 2026. Angel number 29. You are highly intuitive and creative. We know. Your mind thinks in pictures, and you seem to draw information and ideas from out of the sky. A powerful drive to know the oneness of all things will be with you this week. This week, my dear, you are insightful. Very intuitive time for the Virgo collective. Message from the universe. This stressful situation is almost coming to an end. We are sending positive energy, financial help, miracles, and life-changing blessings. They're on their way to you. Message from your spirit guides. Healing. Your body, mind, and soul are in a period of deep healing right now. You are going through many transformations all at once, and you're being asked to allow yourself to receive the healing you need with open arms and an open heart. We have to be in a state of healing, in a state of receiving, right? To receive the miracles that are coming in for us. Message from Archangel Michael. Step into the spotlight. Card number 30. You have a message that the world needs to hear, and it's time for you to share your wisdom. And your Moonology card here for the week, a time to give rather than take. Look at that, new moon in Virgo. I love when you get your own Moonology card. Okay, tell me more about this here, Virgo. For Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I have a group of you here today where I think you have the ability, you either are healers, like healers, mystics, shamans, maybe Reiki healers. There's something like that. You're tarot readers, spiritual guides. And if you're not, you have the ability to become that. One more shuffle. Thank you. That's what this message is geared towards today. I already feel it. King of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Five of Swords. Yeah, all of this conflict, the stressful situations that you've been going through, there's something here that you actually can heal the collective. And Eight of Swords, that might be something you're not seeing right now. So I'm going to pull cards for those of you where you already are healers, and then cards for those of you who have been considering or feeling drawn or called to become a healer. Clarify that King of Pentacles here, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. Because even like the Step into the Spotlight card, it's like you're a healer, you're an angel. So I'm speaking to a very specific group of Virgos here. Obviously, not every Virgo is meant to be a healer. Not every Gemini is meant to be a tarot reader. Okay, don't take offense to that. So if it's not your reading, just check another placement. But this is very specific for a group of you. King of Pentacles, clarified by Nine of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the King of Swords. Knight of Wands. Why is the Knight of Wands here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Wands, clarified by Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and the Four of Cups. Five of Swords. Why is the Five of Swords here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Five of Swords is clarified by the Hierophant, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Three of Wands. I'm going to take a break after you, Virgo, because I'm like literally being bombarded with messages now. I have three distinct types of healers here, if you will, in the Virgo collective. I have a group of you where you either come from a family of money and you've been shunned, or some type of shady behavior took place and maybe you were left out of the will, or you didn't receive your due, if you will, your share, if you will. For others of you, it's possible that you went through a divorce and you lost a lot of money in it, or you were just financially linked to someone who maybe swindled you. There's something here about like at one point you were the King of Pentacles, or you had the potential to become the King of Pentacles. And I don't know what transpired. There's some type of Five of Swords energy here, maybe even Seven of Swords. It's not on the table, but it's lingering. The Five of Swords is, but the Seven of Swords is sort of lingering over this right now. So there's something like you hold all of this knowledge. Look at the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the only card in tarot that actually holds a book of knowledge. And there's something here about you understanding that financial loss, but you also being able to make a financial recovery from that loss. And for a lot of you, you can become like speakers, healers, something like that. Like even if it's just like being a financial advisor, believe it or not, that is helping to financially heal the collective. So I have a group of you, because of financial hardship and the comeback that you have endured from that, or you've created the comeback for yourself from that financial hardship, you certainly can be like an authority when it comes to speaking about the losses, what people can do in terms of like prenuptial, postnuptial, contractual agreements, what to look for when they're hiring, you know, an auditor, an accountant. So for those of you where you have had some type of financial loss and you've made a recovery, I think there's a pathway there for you to become like a financial healer. And some of you already are in the finance sector. Okay, but there's something in that respect. I don't really think you're tapping into your experience of the loss and gain that you had to actually help your clients. So if you're already in that industry of providing some type of financial consultation or healing or something, I think you need to go a little bit deeper and actually use your own experiences to help your clients. For others of you, you're not quite yet in that profession, but the pathway is there for you if you want to take it. For others of you, I have then the second group of like healers or soon to be healers. Knight of Wands, clarified by Two of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and the Four of Cups. You know all about emotional betrayal. Someone who stepped out on you, someone who put you in competition, someone who did not choose you. I don't know where you were on the triangle, but for some of you, you were triangulated. For others of you, you have had very inconsistent partners when it comes to love. And I think that you are either currently a healer. Again, you could be a therapist, you could be a consultant, a psychologist, maybe a tarot reader or a spiritual guide. But either way, if you're not it, it's something that you can do. I think that you can take this firsthand knowledge that you have about these experiences and maybe even familial connections as well. It doesn't just have to be romantic connections. It can be family members that have like royally screwed you over. I just think that you hold a lot of knowledge in your hand. And if you're not sure what to do with it, I think that you actually can become a healer. And for those of you where you currently are a healer, I think you got to go a little bit deeper and draw upon some of your own past experiences to heal the collective. You're doing it almost like by the book. And I think that you'll have better results with your clients if you actually can lean into your own experience. You don't have to divulge all of your experiences to your clients, but I think you can lean into the experience to help them. Group 3, you have had a lot of deception with some type of institution in that Hierophant energy. Institution could be a marriage, but that's not what I'm feeling. This feels more like corporate betrayal, stuff to do with like a legal system, justice, some type of injustice occurred for you. For others of you, maybe you were incarcerated. There's a feeling here of like you've gone through that whole gamut when it came to that institution. And it could be even like fighting insurance companies. I'm just seeing like big government, corporate type of institution in my mind. And I think that you have a voice, you have an experience here that you can teach others. Like there's assistance you can give to families who have loved ones incarcerated because you've been there. You can give them a first eye view, if you will, of what their loved one is experiencing or what their loved one needs from them now or when they are released. For others of you, you battled a corporation, okay, and again, insurance company, something like that, or maybe like a big company that you worked for that either was a tumultuous type of environment or you battled against them and you won. But again, you have knowledge you can share to people that are going through something similar like that. All three groups of you, it is time, it says a time to give rather than take. I think it's a time for you to give a little bit part of your life experiences to the collective, in terms of sharing the hardships you've had with institutions, the hardships you've had with familial or romantic connections, the hardships you've had with finances or people who swindled you out of your finances. I think that is your path forward towards financial abundance. Can't make it up. Three of Wands, Strength card, Hangman, and Ten of Pentacles. This came up in your reading about 6 months ago. And I said, if you're wondering why you went through all of that, it's so you can actually help other people come through it. And at the end of you doing that, and I shouldn't say like at the end, but there's a little bonus in you helping the collective, the Ten of Pentacles. There's financial resources, sort of like Leo. You're kind of leaving this on the table. It's yours for the creating and it's yours for the taking. You came through a very trying time. You are a survivor. If you use your experiences to heal the collective, if you decide I'm going to step into the spotlight, I'm going to give to the universe, I'm going to help people heal, I'm going to help people come out of stressful situations just like I have. If you use your insight to do all of that, I think the universe has a big old sack of Ten of Pentacles waiting for you. There's I hate to say that, you know, You're going to make a lot of money doing this, but you are going to make a lot of money doing this. You have firsthand real world knowledge that AI can't duplicate. If you like those messages and they resonate with you and you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Let's take a look now at your angel messages for the week of May 24th, 2026. Your angel number is 444. Love it. Trust your journey. Trust the way that your life is unfolding, and trust that you are where you need to be at the present moment. This week, my darling, you are protected. Message from the universe. No act of kindness is ever wasted. Some of the kindest people you will ever meet have been through hell and back themselves. Their strengths, their compassion, and their empathy is a result of what they have gone through. If this is describing you, keep being the beautiful person and soul that you are. Message from your spirit guides. Pause. You're being asked to pause before making a quick decision and moving forward. Allow yourself to step back and look at all of the possible outcomes and make sure that you are heading in the right direction before moving forward. Message from Archangel Michael. Deeper insights are at hand. Card number 8. Your overall plan is good, but the details need work. Reflect before moving forward. Your Moonology card here for the week. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. Well, we actually have a full moon in Sagittarius, which is happening in Gemini season on the 30th or 31st of May, depending on where you live in the world. So there's something here you're not quite sure what to do. Pause. I would say to make no decision until we have that full moon in Sagittarius at the end of the week, if you can. As long as it's not like a life-threatening decision, I would pause here. Tell me more about this here for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What do they need to know about this decision, offer, opportunity? I think we saw that in one of your readings recently. One more shuffle. Thank you. It was something like some offer was coming to you, and there was something about you like being quiet. There's like one person that you can't tell or you shouldn't divulge all of the details to. We have the Queen of Swords. That's you, actually, astrologically. That is Libra. We have the Hermit. There's that going silent. And then the Three of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. The answers you need are coming, okay? Tell me about this Queen of Swords. Tell me about this here for Libra. The Queen of Swords is the Queen of Brevity. She does not say much, if anything at all. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Swords is clarified by Page of Pentacles. There's that offer. King of Cups and the King of Wands. Bottom of the deck, you have Eight of Swords. There's something here that you have to be very logical about. Someone is presenting you with an offer or an opportunity. They could be a water sign or a fire sign. Hermit. You need to go within before you make this decision. Hermit. Tell me about the Hermit. One more shuffle. Thank you. Wheel of Fortune, the Strength card, and the Seven of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Magician. I don't know what is happening here. I feel like you have an offer, an opportunity for something. And this could be like a job opportunity, let's just say. But it's like you're not supposed to tell everyone about this job opportunity, or you're not supposed to tell your current employer about it. There's someone here in your life that when this opportunity comes in, you are supposed to protect yourself and this opportunity. Like you're not supposed to divulge too many details to the ex, you know what I mean? To the disgruntled employee, to the disgruntled coworkers, you know, to the family member you don't really get along with, or someone in your life who maybe is a little narcissistic. There's something here like they're not supposed to get all of the details. So number one, the offer and the opportunity comes in. You have to go within, okay? You have to make the decision what is best for you, whether or not you want to move forward with it. And I feel like whatever you decide here, the decision is yours to make. I don't think you should allow other people to influence you here, Libra. This is your decision to make regarding that Page of Pentacles, regarding that opportunity. And there's at least one person here in your life you're not supposed to really even mention this to. Three of Cups. Tell me about the Three of Cups. Tell me about the Three of Cups here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Three of Cups is clarified by the Moon, the Knight of Swords, and the Three of Swords. There you go. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Pentacles. I don't know what you have here. I don't know if you have a jealous ex. I don't know if you have in that Knight of Swords, it could be like a disgruntled child or someone who acts out verbally, like very verbally aggressive when they feel wounded or they feel betrayed by you. There's something like that here. You have someone here who, in the shadow of the moon, they either are a friend and they're not. In that case, you have a frenemy. For others of you, you have an ex who does not want to see you move on and be happy. I don't care what lip service they give to you and they tell you that you want to be happy with your new person. They do not. And for others of you, you just have someone who, regardless of their age, when they feel emotional, they verbally lash out. It's like a wound here within them. There's a need here for you to not tell this person. So if you're a Libra, you're watching this and you're like, yep, I have an ex like that. Yep, I have a meddling parent like that. You know, something like that. Yep, I got a disgruntled workplace. Yes, I think that person may be a friend of me. When this offer opportunity comes in, I don't think you should disclose the details to this person. So the offer and the opportunity comes in. You need to make the decision. You're a big boy, big girl, Libra. Okay, you make the decision about whether or not you want to accept that Ace of Pentacles. Whether you do or you don't, I don't think you need to bring a lot of people into your circle to discuss it. Maybe one or two other people that you really can trust, you really can confide in. No one else needs to know, especially this person. I don't know who that person is there, but they are very volatile. When they feel upset, they can be very aggressive. It's a very immature energy. And for some of you, it's an ex who just doesn't want to see you move on and be happy without them. And even if that doesn't mean move on to another love partner, it could be an ex that just doesn't like the fact that you now have a financial opportunity that you didn't have when you were with them. First, I want to know about the opportunity. Tell me about the opportunity. Okay. Came flying out of the deck, and it is face up. The opportunity, the world, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. This is something you've been working on for a while. Have some type of financial opportunity here. Maybe you've been looking for a job. Maybe you are at a company where there's an opening and you apply to see if you can be like promoted. There's something like that. Okay, this is something you've been working on for a while, and it's in regard to your resources. It could even be like a financial investment. So this is what's coming to you. Something you've been working on is coming in. You need to protect this. Okay, number one, this is your decision to make about whether or not you want to accept it or not. Don't allow people, Seven of Cups, Four of Cups, to sway you or to confuse you about this. For some of you, this could even be like a job that's talking about like relocation. For some of you, it might be a financial opportunity that includes relocation. Okay, just keep that in mind if you know that to be your story. Either way, your opportunity is coming in, okay, something you've been working on, and it's your decision to make. Don't allow outside people, to interfere. Tell me about this person. On top of that message, you also have someone here. You're not supposed to give them the details. Tell me more about this person. One more shuffle. Thank you. This person. We have the Four of Swords. We have the Ace of Cups. And we have the Two of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Five of Swords. There's that manipulative energy. It's like you don't tell this person until after you made the decision, until after you move forward. Like until you accept a job. Let's say you work at you currently are employed and you've been looking and looking and looking for another job. And now you finally get the job opportunity. Until you actually seal the deal with that company, you've got the, work contract down, you've agreed to it, you have a start date. There's no reason for anyone at the current place of employment to know. It's like not until you make the decision. Until then, you are Four of Swords silent. No one at work needs to know until you're ready to hand in your notice. And when you do hand in your notice, you don't have to give anyone at work the details about your new company. They're not part of that journey anymore, because I feel like you've got a saboteur here. You have someone in that Five of Swords who's very jealous of you. For others of you, you have a financial opportunity coming in, and you have a family member or an ex who will be very jealous of it. And again, there's no need to tell them. They'll either find out through other people, they'll find out through the kids, you know what I mean? They'll find out in time. It's like after you receive that financial opportunity, if you want to tell them, you can tell them. But there's something about like not telling this person beforehand. And I don't know if they would ruin that for you or try to talk you out of it or try to create some kind of chaos or conflict with this opportunity. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. I just saw the Five of Pentacles card. Yeah. So if you've been looking for some type of financial opportunity, it's coming in. Congratulations. It's yours. You decide if you want to move forward or not. And as for that person, if that part of the message is resonating with you, mum's the word. No need to tell them until you are fully moving forward onto that new path. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Six of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Six of Wands. Well, this is just wonderful. You keep doing what you're doing because you are headed in the right direction. You're headed towards happiness. And yes, you have one person here who is very jealous or will be very jealous that you are receiving this bonus, this commission, this offer, this job, this opportunity. That is what I have for you, Libra, for the week ahead. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, congratulations with this. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace. Hello, Scorpio, Mamun Bebes. Let's take a look now at our angel messages for the week of May 24th, 2026. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Angel number for the week, 31. Your approach to life is an effective mix of both practicality and imagination. Your mind is stirring with creative ideas, and you have the organizational skills to manifest them into life. This week, my dear, you are disciplined. I hope that mic is on. Okay, it is. Sorry about that. Message from the universe. Don't lose sight of this truth. You came here to evolve and to grow. So it is necessary to experience the difficult times. That's when you will grow the most. There's always light at the end of a dark tunnel. Message from your spirit guides. Worth. You're being asked to honor your worth. It can be easy to feel that we aren't good enough or worthy of happiness, but that simply is not the case. You are worthy and you have inherent value, and it's time to cherish yourself and see your true worth. Message from Archangel Michael. Card number 13. Get your power back. You have forgotten who you are. You are a child of the divine. So take back your power. Who are you giving your power away to? Your Moonology card here for the week. Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. Okay, something needs to be eclipsed here. Situation, environment, or connection, or the way you are showing up in connections. I think you are allowing someone to either take advantage of you or to cross some boundaries. You need to be a little bit more disciplined, maybe when it comes to your structure, like in respect to like your schedule, not allow people to like take advantage of you or take up too much of your time. You need to create this powerful change. Tell me more about this here, please, for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the 10 of Wands, we have the Ace of Wands, and we have the 7 of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, something here that you want to work on or you have been working on, and that could be anything, a creative pursuit. Maybe you want to learn a musical instrument, you want to learn something new, maybe you already know something, but you sort of want to like perfect that skill, whatever this passion is for you. And for some of you, it could be business owners, or you want to like become entrepreneurs and launch your own business. Whatever this, we'll call it the goal, whatever the goal here is for you, it's increasingly difficult for you to reach this goal if you are continually bombarded by either your own intrusive thoughts or other people that are drawing energy or time or something like that from you. It's like the Ace of Wands becomes the 10 of Wands. It's like we need to protect 7 of Wands. We need to protect that Ace of Wands. That's like a quick example. Like when I'm working, I used to just put the phone on airplane mode because I use it to operate the camera. And I can't constantly have phone calls and text messages coming in. Now that my dad's been sick, I don't do that anymore. Everyone goes on mute except for my dad. He can call, he can text. Everyone else gets muted. So there's something like that. Like when you are working on this Ace of Wands, in order for you to be fully focused on it, you sort of have to block out that world. And that means saying, I'm not available. And that not only means telling people that, you know, you're not available to them, you have to be disciplined with that as well. That means no checking your phone and sending text messages. Like you need to be focused on the project. You got to paint the closet today. You're going to paint the closet today. You can talk to everyone else when you're done painting the closet. You know what I mean? I can talk to everyone else when I'm done doing the tarot reading, not during, not taking breaks to do that because it just delays it. And then a reading that should take me, 2 hours to do, it takes me 6 hours because I keep taking breaks throughout it, because I'm being bombarded. Tell me about that 10 of Wands. So yeah, for some of you, it's like other people are bombarding you. And then another group of you, it's like your thoughts. You got to get more disciplined on your thoughts. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 10 of Wands, clarified by Justice, the High Priestess, and the 9 of Swords. There are your thoughts. Bottom of the deck, Hangman. So yeah, for some of you, you have other people. Justice is Libra. So Libra is the house of marriage, contracts, partnerships, connections, relationships, whether they are professional, platonic, or romantic. And some of them, they're not in balance. These people are not respecting you when you say, I have to work on this. That's when they want to chat. That's when they want to text. That's when they want to go out. That's when they want to stop by. And it's like, no, I can't do that. I have to focus on this right now. And it makes it increasingly difficult for me to work on this when I'm dealing with these other connections. For others of you, and you're sitting here as the High Priestess in the middle. So that's what I mean. For some of you, it's outside connections. For others of you, it's your own thoughts. You're focused on a project. Example, I'm going to paint the closet today, and it takes you 8 hours to paint a tiny closet. It probably should have taken you an hour because you keep ruminating on something here that someone said or did to you. And there's something here about, don't get mad at me. When we do that, we tend to catastrophize what happened. That doesn't mean that what happened isn't a bad thing, but now we allow those thoughts to really take control of us. And they delay us from working on the Ace of Wands, which is where our focus and energy needs to be. So I'm going to recommend like setting a timer. And you say, I'm going to think about what this person said or did for 10, 15, 20 minutes. I wouldn't go more than 20 minutes, especially for a Scorpio. No offense, I'm a Scorpio moon, okay? I would set the timer and say, that's when I'm going to mentally process what took place here. And then when that timer ends, that's it. I go back to focusing on the Ace of Wands. Later on, I could set the timer again. Tomorrow, I could set the timer again. But right now, all of my concentration needs to be on this. This is very similar like when I do the readings. If I don't focus on them, I'm telling you, a 2-hour reading becomes a 6-hour reading for me. So I'm going to take a little advice here from this spread. I have to know my worth and my value, and that what I'm working on is important, even if it's not important to others, and I have to get my power back. That's the powerful change that we can expect. Tell me about that Ace of Wands. And I can't expect other people to respect that Ace of Wands that I'm working on if I don't respect it. One more shuffle. Thank you. And if I allow them to just keep interrupting me, I'm not respecting it very much. 5 of Pentacles. For some of you, this is affecting you financially. 6 of Wands and the 3 of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. This to me feels like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So for some of you, you could feel like, oh my God, I'm such a procrastinator. I keep trying to do this and I can't get it done. And why can't I get it done? And you sort of browbeat yourself over it. But it's not really that. There's victory there, but then we got to kind of go back to the beginning. And there's victory again, and we got to go back to the beginning. And for some of you, it's affecting you financially. Definitely affecting you financially. So if this message is resonating for you, whatever that project, plan, goal, business idea, whatever that Ace of Wands is for you, there's a need here for you to protect it. Not only from others, but from your negative thoughts. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Seven of Wands, clarified by the Six of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Six of Cups. I don't know who this person or these people are. And I'm not saying they're bad people, but there is something like we're overthinking what they're doing and it's affecting us, or we're allowing them to, like I said, bombard us with their energy, or they always need resources from us. So moving forward, we can do things a lot differently based upon our past experiences. If you see my readings before, Queens for me exist in the present. They process the past. Kings take action. So based upon our past experiences, there's something here about when we move forward, we're going to do it in a way where we are protecting the Ace of Wands, and we don't have to be jerks about it, right? And that Knight of Cups, we can be very loving and just say, I'm not available for the next 4 hours because I'm painting the closet. And it is what it is. If it's an emergency, call me. Otherwise, don't bother me. And don't be offended when I don't respond. We have to be disciplined. This feels more like time management for me. We need to be disciplined. We have to know our worth and value. We have to see worth and value in what it is that we're working on, even if other people don't. Time to take back your power, Scorpio. And especially for those of you where it's coming from inside the house. Because you're still allowing, you know, that person or those people or those experiences to now ruin this Ace of Wands for you. And why do that? They already took enough from you. 3 cards of advice here for the week. One more shuffle. Thank you. We're going to take it. You want to show yourself? We have the Star. There's your wish fulfillment. Your King of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Ten of Pentacles. I'm telling you, for a lot of you, you would be a lot more financially successful or abundant if you focused more on that Ace of Wands. If you focus as much as on that Ace of Wands as you do on that Nine of Swords, you'd be sitting really pretty by now. And I think that's just the message that Source is trying to get to you this week. That is what I have for you. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Let's take a look now at your angel messages for the week of May 24th, 2026. Angel number 4. You bring stability and rationality to any situation. You are the rock, and your hard work and perseverance make you a dependable friend, partner, and colleague. This week, my darling, you are stable. Of course you are, Sag. Message from the universe. The past is behind you now, so drop the fears and doubts. Even though you may feel a little uncomfortable at the moment and slightly anxious over what is coming next, you are being urged to bring yourself back to the present moment. Your recent prayers have been heard, and we are currently working on them for you. Message from your spirit guides. Expand. You're being asked to expand. You live in a huge world with endless possibilities, and staying safe in the known is no longer working for you. I'm pretty sure that was your reading this week. It's time to make your world just a little bit bigger. It's time to imagine the possibilities and go for them. Message from Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is with you now. Card number 3, literally my favorite card in the deck. Even though you can't see it, I'm actively working on a situation and I'm here helping you. So you have 2 cards here saying what you're praying for is coming to you. I do think it requires you, though, to maybe expand and move on from something that is stable, but not true stability. It's like it's a comfort zone. 4s are like a comfort zone, but there's not a lot of growth in them. The universe wants you to expand. There are opportunities now coming in to help you do just that. Of course, at the end of the day, the choice is yours. Moonology card here for the week. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is the death card. There's something here you have to let go of. And some of you just don't want to hear it. But this message, I feel like it's going to keep coming up for the Sagittarius collective until you're ready to release this situation, environment, or connection. You've outgrown it. You know, I don't know how many of you have ever and I know for us, like we had birds growing up. My dad liked birds, but birds grow. And the cage that you put a baby bird in is not the cage it's probably going to be in when it becomes an adult. And so there's something like that here at play. You have outgrown the structure or the cage, the situation, environment, or connection that you're in. It's time for you to expand. It's time for you to fly. It's time for you to get a bigger cage. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 10 of Pentacles. This is what you have. Knight of Swords and the 9 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 2 of Swords. 10 of Pentacles. I'm pretty sure this came up in your reading where I said some of you are staying in something for name, for title, for money, because it feels secure, it feels stable, or you've been in it a long time and you're like, well, that's what I'm supposed to do. Or now there's a sunk cost fallacy. I've been here for so long, I can't leave. Clarify that. 10 of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. 10 of Pentacles. King of Cups. 8 of Cups. And the Moon. Bottom of the deck, 4 of Pentacles. Well, there's your 4. So how safe do you really feel in this situation, environment, or connection? In that job with the great title, the nice office with the good view, you bring home a lot of money, maybe your partner does, you know, you built a lifetime together, a house, a home, money in the bank, maybe you raised kids here, but you're not emotionally content at all. You don't really like the job. You don't really like your person. You feel emotionally unfulfilled. And you stay, look at the 4 of Pentacles is actually someone sitting on a throne. surrounded by pentacles, and he looks absolutely miserable. So regardless of the job, the title, the money, the environment, the connection, the resources, you're absolutely miserable. How stable is your stable? So the universe wants to bring something in here, okay? Some type of information, communication, opportunity. It's coming in to help you release this. You don't have to take this opportunity. I always say opportunities are like exits on a highway. If you want to keep driving down the highway that is completely riddled with potholes, which this one clearly is, if you want to do that till you get to the next exit, you can. But there's an exit here coming up for you, and it will enable you to move on from whomever or whatever this is. Tell me about the Knight of Swords here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Wands. Everything I said is the truth. Three of Cups and the Hermit. Bottom of the deck, Judgment. You have someone here being put on your path, Sagittarius, and I don't know who this person is to you. I'm going to try to clarify this more. So this would be like a Sagittarius who's in a job that, again, maybe pays well or has a great title, or you've been there a long time, and now you're going to decide to look for another job. New job opportunity comes in, okay? And it's a cause for celebration. It's like, finally, I can leave this job behind. There's something like that here happening. If you're deciding to move on from a person and you need assistance doing that, I feel like once you decide to move on from them, assistance comes in. I'm going to clarify that more. Right now, I want to take a look at that Nine of Cups. Because when we leave the Eight of Cups, it is a card of movement. We move towards the Nine. Tell me about the Nine of Cups here. Tell me about the Nine of Cups here. Thank you. We have the Two of Wands. The choice is yours. The choice is always yours. You have the Emperor and you have the Knight of Wands. Bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Wands. It's on you. You have to step into the role of the Emperor in your life and say, this is the direction I'm going in. I'm choosing to be happy, and I'm moving in a direction of happiness. And if that means I'm leaving this person and going out and being single, that's what I'm going to do. If this means I'm leaving this person for another person. No judgment here. That's what you feel like you need to do. That's what you do. You need to leave this job for this job. That's what you need to do. But again, Two of Wands, the choice is yours. Tell me more about the person or opportunity coming in here. Tell me more about the person or the opportunity coming in. Now, this can play out two different ways for you, Sag. That Knight of Swords, it's either like you apply for the job, or you ask for assistance, or you ask for help to extract yourself from this, and like the new job or the help comes in. For others of you, there's some type of information here being revealed to you that enlightens you, and it makes you decide, okay, it's time to go. Can I get 3 cards on both of those messages, please, for Sagittarius? One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Cups, Justice, and the Two of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Swords. That's exactly what happens. So if you're, again, you're looking for a job or a financial opportunity, as long as you apply yourself, Emperor, going to have to be like, okay, I'm taking it upon myself. I'm going to be serious. I'm going to make it my second job to find this other job. You do find another job. I think that comes in very quickly. If you're in a connection with a friend, a family member, or a lover, and you're not really happy in it, you're actually quite miserable, and you're staying in it for some type of like financial resource, or like, again, that stability, or just the construct of the family, like, well, they're my family, you know, they are how they are. I do think there's some type of information or communication that comes in. I'm going to try to get you timing on this. And then, I hate to say, when you experience that Ten of Swords moment, you get to decide if you want to continue staying in it or if you want to move on from it. I'm going to get you 3 cards for those of you where this is a new job or a new financial opportunity, and 3 cards for those of you where there's some type of unpleasant information that is being brought to your attention. For some of you, it's like a letter. You're receiving a letter, or you're seeing something online, something like that, or in that Page of Cups, it's like out of the mouth of babes. 3 cards for my Sagittarians where this is a new financial opportunity. One more shuffle. Thank you. If you've been looking for that financial opportunity, Death card. Oh, yeah, this comes in. Ace of Swords, that is the truth. And the Seven of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. This is wonderful. This allows you to really take control of your finances, put an end to this job, give them your notice, and move forward. I like this for you. This job might come back in and try to tempt you to stay. You need to stand your ground. And the Seven of Wands in your deck, there's like a big old wolf. Okay, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Yellowstone, but there's a scene that I just saw with, it's actually Beth and Beth Dutton, and she says, I'm the bigger bear. And I'm not telling you to say that to your employer, but that's the feeling that I have here. Like, they might want to come in, and there's something like you needing to stand the ground, like you need to be the bigger bear in your life and move towards this new job opportunity. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. For those of you where this is some type of, I don't know, there's some type of information, or you're seeing something online, or you're receiving something, and it leads to that Ten of Swords moment. What does Sagittarius need to know about that? One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Celestial Weaver. It's like connecting the dots, okay? Queen of Pentacles and the Sun card. Something here is illuminated. King of Swords, Page of Swords. Seven of Swords. Are you dealing with a Gemini? Why does this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is always coming up in your energy? So I don't know if that's the person, but there is something illuminated about this person. What is illuminated about this person? It's, again, you're going to have the choice. You don't have to leave the person after this. But if you wanted to, that's your exit. It's like God's giving you an exit to say, you know what? That's enough of that. What is revealed here? What is revealed here? You're connecting the dots, or will be connecting the dots. One more shuffle. Thank you. What are you connecting the dots here? The Empress, the Seven of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. What's behind the Three of Pentacles? Four Swords, Eight of Swords. Something you've been worried about for a while. Does this person have options? Does this person have choices? Is this person married? Are they in another committed partnership? Does this person have a child that you're not aware of? Did they father a child with someone else? I am not the Jerry Springer of tarot readers. I just have to tell you the messages that are coming in. What else does Sagittarius find out about this person? One more shuffle. Thank you. That's a lot, but let's see what we have here. Four of Swords, Judgment, Six of Cups, Six of Swords, Eight of Swords, the Tower, to the Devil. There's something going on here. Queen of Swords, King of Swords. There are too many energies here. So if we're looking at this like this is your person, they have one other person. I hate to tell you this, Sag. Don't go accusing your person of this. You would already know this, or you intuitively know this. There's someone else here. There's like another spouse here involved, or they have another partner that they are committed to. They're obsessed with. I've got a lot of queens on the table. I don't read genders. I don't read body parts. But for some of you, there's some type of news, information, communication you receive about this person. For some of you, they have fathered a child with someone else. For others of you, they are involved somewhere else. For some of you, they are married to someone else. This person is not wholly dedicated to you. So there's something here being, you will be enlightened about when it comes to this person. And again, you have the opportunity after this to make the judgment call to decide to move on from them or not. The choice will be entirely yours. But it is time to release the negativity here. For those of you where you're looking for a job, I do think you have one coming in. I'm going to get you timing for both groups. Can I have timing when the new job comes in? Or actually, let's do two sets of timing. For those of you actively looking for a job, not every card in tarot is timing, but if I have to use the timing deck, I will. For my Sagittarians looking for a job, one more shuffle. Thank you. Five of Swords, within the next 5 weeks. Don't be alarmed by the Five of Swords, just a timing card. Within the next 5 weeks, if you start making it your job to find another job, you have another job opportunity coming in. For those of you where there's some weird revelation about this person with that Tower, to the Devil, King of Swords, Queen of Swords, we've got the Seven of Cups. I don't know what you're dealing with here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Timing about the revelation. We have Knight of Pentacles. That's not really a timing deck for me. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot, which is Cancerian energy. I think this news or revelation, though, it's been a long time coming in that Knight of Pentacles. It's been a long time coming, and I think you're receiving it between now and Cancer season. Can I get timing for when the revelation comes in for the Sagittarius collective? You are not prepared, and then you have April. Well, we're out of April, right? We're actually headed into June. So for some of you, you have suspected this since April. Can I get a little bit more on timing? Some of you don't want to know this. You're like, la, 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 I'm not prepared. I don't want to know, but you kind of know already. Timing, rapid movement next month, June, bottom of the deck next week, which actually is June. So for some of you, all of the pieces are coming together within the next 4 weeks. And like I said, I think for a lot of you, it's before Cancer season. I think you need, if you're already suspecting this or you already know, I think it's time for you to become emotionally prepared with that. That is what I have for you, Sagittarius, for the week ahead. Remember, whatever is happening here, it's meant to free you. It's meant to free you so you can expand and you can grow and you can move towards that Nine of Cups. I think the universe is just tired of seeing you sitting in the Eight of Cups. Okay, so offer, opportunity, communication, information is coming in. Whether or not you want to take it, that's entirely up to you. That is what I have for you for the week ahead. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. Until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Let's take a look now at your angel messages for the week of May 24th, 2026. Angel number 666. Don't panic. A wake-up call for you to re-examine your current situation and change the direction of your thoughts so you can raise your vibration to a more positive frequency. This week, my darling, you are centered. Message from the universe. One day, when you least expect it, you will crash into someone who will be so gentle and so soft with your heart that you will be so glad that you kept it open. You will be so glad that you chose to believe that your heart deserved more. Message from your spirit guides. Abundance. You're being asked to open to abundance, to believe that you're deserving of it, and to believe that it will flow to you. This is the first important step toward receiving it. So breathe in deeply and trust that it's on its way to you. Message from Archangel Michael. Let it go. Card number 18. This situation no longer serves you. Allow me to sever your energetic connections to the past so that you can embrace the future. And your Moonology card here for the week. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. Well, we have a new moon in Leo coming up in a couple of months. The next new moon will be in Gemini. Then we'll have a new moon in Cancer. But tell me more about this here for Capricorn. Sun, moon rising, as well as Venus placements. What do they need to know about this? One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the King of Swords. We have the Three of Wands. And we have the Ten of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups. Tell me about the King of Swords. Tell me about the King of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Swords, clarified by Page of Wands, Six of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. I don't think that's you. Three of Wands. Tell me about the Three of Wands. I get the feeling you have someone here who's afraid that you have moved on or you are moving on from them. One more shuffle. Thank you. Three of Wands, clarified by Knight of Swords, the Empress, and the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. Why is the Ten of Wands here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Ten of Wands, clarified by the Sun, the King of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Three of Swords. Ouch. Once again, in your energy, I have a King and a Queen of Pentacles and a King of Swords. I don't know who's who here. I assume you're either the King or the Queen of Pentacles, so that's how I'm going to read it, since that is your suit. I had a feeling this was not yours. This keeps coming up in your readings, and I'm not one of those tarot readers where I make every reading about a third party. But there's something weird here going on with third party. And that third party doesn't mean that you or your person has another lover, but you or your person are allowing someone else to involve themselves in your relationship. They're either putting stuff in your ear, stuff in your person's ear. It could be a meddling parent. It could be friends. Your person spending too much time with their friends. Maybe you are, and it's affecting the connection. Whoever the King of Swords is here, and I don't read body parts, they don't necessarily have to be an air sign, but this is someone who is worried that you're either moving on from them or you're making a decision with your partner that leaves them behind. So I don't know who that person is tied to. It's a collective general reading. For some of you, that person's tied to you. And for others of you, that person is tied to your person. For this connection to work out, I'm going to read this as a love connection. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. Please check another placement. But this is a couple here who's struggling to come back together after a Three of Swords moment. And one of you has that King of Swords in their energy. This comes up repeatedly. So it's either you or it's your person. That person has to be let go. If you're going to make this work, like if you're the one who had to, let's say you were the one triangulating. Look, I'm not judging you. But if you cheated on your person, Capricorn, you need to make a decision. You're either going to fix things with a person A or you're going to leave person A and fix things with person B. Like you can't straddle both worlds here. And if it's your person, they need to make a decision. Either they're moving forward with you, they're healing their connection with you, or they're going to this person. There's someone here who has two. Again, it's a general collective reading. But I have you as being part of a couple, and one of you really wants to heal the connection, and the other one does not. And it's not that the other one does not. The other one has someone else in their energy who's pulling on them. Let me get to the bottom of this. The third party has to be let go. I'll put that as simply as I can. Whoever has, and even if it's like a meddling parent, one of you then needs to stand up. Like if it's your parent, you need to stand up to your parent. If it's their parent, they need to step up to their parent. Maybe for some of you, it's kids. You know, maybe you got married later in life or something like that, and this is your person's daughter. There's someone meddling here in your connection. I want to know about the meddler. They could be a fire sign. They can be an air sign. Very immature in energy. Someone who could be very abrupt when they speak. They could be a little cold or aloof in their emotions. One more shuffle. Thank you. They come across as being very smart when they speak. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are, but they can come across that way. This person, Seven of Wands, the Fool, and the Page of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Three of Swords shows itself again. As long as that person is in the picture, your new beginning is almost impossible to have. As much as you. So I don't know who the third party is to you, but if they're linked to you, you need to handle it. You tell this person to butt out. You need to tell them it's over. Something like that. And if it's your person, they need to be able, like if they're linked to your person needs to do this. If we're going to move forward and heal the connection, that can't be part of it anymore. And that might be something you need to have confidence, right? Confidence is your key to success. That might be something that you need to, in that Knight of Swords, say to this person. If we're going to move forward together, your mom can't get involved in our relationship anymore. You can't see that, whatever, Mr. Mistress anymore. Something like that. It needs to be part of like the ground rules, okay, moving forward here of this connection. Anything else we need to know here? And maybe for some of you, like I said, it's you. Maybe you have to be the one to do it. One more shuffle here. Thank you. It came out in the reverse. Oh, no, it was upright. The World, the Ace of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Cups. You can have a whole new beginning with your person, Capricorn. But whoever has a third party needs to let the third party go. Otherwise, no matter how hard you work at the connection, the third party is constantly going to be manipulating things behind the scenes. And you're going to feel like you have an uphill battle here. And you do. You will. So whoever has the third party needs to have the confidence to let the third party go. And the other person needs to have the confidence to say, if you want this to work, you have to let the third party go. So take that how it resonates. If you have the third party, wish them well, send them on their way. If you want to save things with your person, if not, then let your person go, you know, and try to make it work with this other person. But whoever the third party is, they got to go. This is a two-party connection. There's no room for a third party here. That is what I have for you for the week ahead. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's take a look now at our angel messages for the week of May 24th, 2026. Angel number 222. Love it. Trust that the seeds of your thoughts are growing as you are nourishing them with words, feelings, and action. I don't know if all of my thoughts should grow, though, to be quite honest with you. This week, we are balanced. Message from the universe. Comparing yourself to others keeps you stuck in a cycle of guilt and shame, and it continues to separate you from your blessings. It keeps you small. Understand that everyone has their own journey, which always unfolds in divine timing, and your time will come. Message from your spirit guides, pivot. Sometimes when things aren't falling into place after trying and trying, it's time to ask yourself if pivoting in some way would be a good idea so that your life can flow more easily and effortlessly. How could you pivot even just a little bit this week? Message from Archangel Michael, take control of your thoughts. Card number 31. Well, maybe that's how you can pivot, changing your mindset about something. Your thoughts are creating your reality. There you go. Have faith and stay focused on the outcome that you truly desire. And your Moonology card here for the week, show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. I think Virgo was the only other sign this week. I still have Pisces to do, but I'm pretty sure you and Virgo are the only ones that actually received your Moonology cards in your readings this week. So let's see what this is all about. There's a need here for you to be balanced. And you need to pivot your thought on something here, Aquarius. I hate to say that, but you might be too fixated on something, or you're ruminating on something. Tell me more about this here for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. And not only show the world the real you, I think you need to show yourself that you can do this. I think you have an opinion here or a thought. I don't know how to say this to you. One more shuffle here. Thank you. I think you're thinking the wrong thing. Does that make sense? Three of Cups, the Lovers, and the Magician. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands. Your thoughts are becoming your reality. And I think if you continue to ruminate on something in a negative way, you're going to have a negative outcome. So pivot your thoughts. And I think you need to show yourself that, yes, I can do this. I'm going to start thinking more positively about this situation, environment, or connection. Three of Cups, and not in a Delulu way, right? Not in a Seven of Cups Neptunian way, but in a balanced way. Clarifying that Three of Cups, we have the Five of Swords. Those are your thoughts. King of Swords, take control of them. Three of Pentacles, ground them. Balance, balance, balance. So again, that's exactly what I was saying here. There's something here, situation, environment, or connection. I don't know what your thoughts are revolving around. It looks like you're trying to manifest best possible outcome with whatever this is. But you're getting trapped in the Five of Swords, which is thinking of all the things that can go wrong. And Source this week is just saying you have the power to take control of your thoughts, to ground them, and to think more positively about whatever this, we'll call it the goal is here, that you want. The Lovers. Tell me about the Lovers. Some of you, like, you don't think this is possible, or, you know, you're applying for jobs. You don't think that anyone will hire you. Again, I don't know what the goal here is for you, or the manifestation, if you will. I just know if you keep thinking negatively about it, that's what will happen. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Lovers is clarified by the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Four of Wands. The more positive, if you can make a choice, Lovers is the ultimate choice card in tarot, and you can think more positively about this, what you want comes in. Clarify the Magician. One more shuffle. Thank you. Magician is clarified by the Moon, the Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Star card. This comes in by the full moon in Sagittarius. Full moon in Sagittarius. Now, I have to point this out for some of you. I have two messages here for you, Aquarius. For some of you, there's something here that you're trying to manifest, some type of offer or opportunity in the Knight of Cups. And what you can't see is if you can start thinking more positively about this opportunity, whether that is in regards to career and finance, love and romance, or something else that you're wishing, desiring, you're putting in the effort here to accomplish, there is news or information or communication that is received in the energy of the full moon in Sagittarius on May 30th or 31st, depending on where you live in the world. And when that comes in, that's your manifestation coming in. And then you get to choose if you want to move forward or not. But first, you need to pivot your mindset. Then I have a second group of you. I don't read body parts. I just know that I have one king on the table and two queens. For some of you, there's a decision here about an established relationship and a fairly new connection, one that is hidden here in the energy. And I think you need to make a decision here about whether or not you're going to move forward with it. I have the Three of Cups. I have the Three of Pentacles. I have the Lovers, which indicates a choice between two. I have two queens. I have one queen hidden in the shadow, and I have one queen here tied to house and home. So there's something here about you, Aquarius. Look at that, 10 of Swords and 8 of Wands. Over the course of the next 8 days, there's your Ace of Swords. Over the course of the next 8 days, you will have the opportunity to end one connection in order to solidify or move forward with the other. Whatever choice you want to do is, it's yours to make. But I had to say that. I have one of you watching or some of you watching where you have a choice between two. I want to get you 3 cards of advice here for those of you waiting for an opportunity that you've worked very hard for. One more shuffle. Thank you. In regards to the opportunity, 6 of Wands, the Star, and the Page of Wands, bottom of the deck, 5 of Cups. Yes, this opportunity is coming in, and I think it's financial in nature, and I think it gets you out of a state of financial lack or enables you to leave a job that you're no longer emotionally satisfied with. For those of you where you have a choice between 2 partners, something is occurring here, okay? Over the course of the next 8 days, you will have the ability to say yes to one and no to the other. 3 cards of advice. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Sun. We have the World. There you go. And we have the 8 of Swords, bottom of the deck, the Tower. When I'm good, I'm good. There's the Tower. There's the Fool card. Can't make it up. So over the course of the next 8 days, for some of you, you could be speaking this, okay? I've been looking at the Tower lately as Uranus. The planet Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. It is a planet of communication. So there's something here about you will have the power to say, I don't want this anymore. I'm moving towards this, or vice versa. For others of you, one of the other people involved here are, we'll say, withdrawing their participation from the third party involvement. Someone here is ending the third party. And like I said, for some of you, it's you doing it. And for others of you, it's either the Queen of Wands or the Queen of Swords is saying, enough with this. Can I get 3 cards on the Tower? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Tower is here to free you from the third party situation. King of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 6 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Wands. Over the course of the next 8 days, someone here is saying, I love you, but I can't do another cycle like this. I need to move on. I can't stay married to you if you're going to have this other person, or you're going to engage in other connections outside the marriage. Or the other person maybe is saying to you, I can't be part of the third party. I don't want to be hidden in the moon anymore. I don't want to be in the shadows. You either need to leave your person and be with me, or we need to go our separate ways. I need to go my own way. That is what I have for you for the week ahead. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's see what your angel messages are for the week of May 24th, 2026. Angel number 16. You have an inquisitive mind that allows you to uncover important truths. You have a special ability to read into other people's feelings. A wisdom seeker, and your angels ask to share your knowledge for the benefit of others. This week, my darling, you are perceptive. Message from the universe. If you want to be more successful in life, your priority should be to focus your mindset on all that you want to attract into your life. Trust that more is happening, more than what you can see. Many forces are at work now in your favor. Allow them to help you. Hallelujah. Pisces Collective has been waiting for this. Message from your spirit guides. Allow, okay? Allow something good. Allow them to help you. Allow. You're being asked to open your energy field, take down your walls of protection in order to allow goodness into your life. Sometimes without even realizing it, we block ourselves from the flow of life. It's safe for you to open yourself back up again. And I apologize for my voice. I've been, except for like a 5-minute break on Libra, I've been channeling all 12 signs this whole time, so I apologize. Message from Archangel Michael. Trust in divine purpose, card number 34. This experience has divine meaning. Healing will come. Know that you are on a path of growth. And your Moonology card here for the week is time to take action. New moon in Aries. I love that card. It's so like me, myself, and I got to do this for me. I think you need to do this for you. I think you need to allow goodness into your life. I think you need to stop blocking yourself from something wonderful that needs to come in. And whatever is leaving, I think you need to allow it to leave. I think you have to trust in what's happening here. Tell me more about this here, please, for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Swords, Five of Cups, Knight of Wands, bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands. Information, communication, offer, opportunity here coming in. Tell me about that Page of Swords. You need to allow this to come in, meaning you have to say to God or the deities, the universe, whoever it is, whatever it is that you believe in, please bring this to me. This communication, this offer, this opportunity. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for whatever it is. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Swords, clarified by Page of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Three of Pentacles. It's a lot of Pentacles. Some type of financial abundance here coming in for you, or a financial opportunity. And this could be a lot. I've seen the Pisces Collective go through everything in the last couple of months. Job loss. There's been issues with for about a week or two there, I was pulling cards for you, and there was something to do with like inheritance or some type of like a financial type of family dispute happening. So there's resolution coming. There's resolution coming to the divorce or something here where we're distributing assets properly. There's some type of resolution here to a court case. Those of you looking for a job, there's a new job opportunity coming in. So in regards to finances, you have an offer or an opportunity here coming in. So if that's your message, I would call this in. I would welcome this in. For some of you, maybe you're trying to sell your home. This is like the buyer, okay? So I would call that in. I would tell, again, whoever it is that you believe in, that you're ready for that financial abundance or financial opportunity. Five of Cups. Tell me about the Five of Cups. One more shuffle here. Thank you. This couldn't come in as long as this other person or situation was in your life. Five of Cups, clarified by King of Swords, Nine of Cups, and a Nine of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Swords. This person comes up in your energy a lot. And I don't necessarily know if they're an air sign. They don't have to be. But I feel like this person was a block or an obstacle to some really good stuff that wants to come into your life. I'll pull a couple more cards on that person. Knight of Wands. Tell me about the Knight of Wands. Because the minute this comes in, you get to take action. Tell me about the Knight of Wands. Tell me about the Knight of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. The World card. There you go. Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. You are freed, or you will be freed. I had a feeling here with that Hierophant energy. So again, something here that you felt obligated to. It could be a job. If you actually have been like making it your second job to find another job, Pisces, you have another job here. The Hierophant certainly could be within the construct of a family. And I think I had mentioned that a couple of minutes ago. Some of you are like dealing with some type of big financial issue or legal issue within the construct of a family or a family unit, inheritance, something like that, family planning, that type of stuff. There's resolution here. Certainly if you're going through any type of marital separation, like a divorce, there we go, Hierophant, the Tower. I think that there's some discussions here that could be had about dividing assets or what happens after the divorce, something like that. If you're open to this closing out, if you're going to allow this to close out so something good can come in, then I would tell the universe this week, I want this to come in whatever form or fashion it needs to come in. The communication, the information, the offer, the opportunity, please allow it to come in so I can close out this chapter once and for all, and I can be on steady ground and more financially stable, and I can move forward from this situation, environment, or connection that's really kept me trapped for so long. Tell me a little bit about the King of Swords here. I feel like this person, it doesn't have to be a masculine, doesn't have to be an air sign. It's just the archetype here, the energy of someone who is actually holding you back from a new beginning. If this person stayed in your life, the new beginning would not be happening. Tell me more about this person. One more shuffle. Thank you. This person, Knight of Cups, Nine of Swords, Ten of Cups, bottom of the deck, the Empress, the Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Five of Swords, the Lovers, Justice. All right, I don't want to get too bogged down in this. It's the family member that was quite deceptive. There's a lot of manipulation here at play. It's an active choice to be manipulative towards you. And for some of you, it's a partner that stepped out on you multiple times. Okay, I'm going to leave the message there because I want to keep it as clean and high vibrational for you as I can. Whatever news or information comes in, it's because this person is out of the picture or will enable you to get this person out of the picture. 3 cards of advice here for the week, aside from calling in the new. Advice here for the week. One more shuffle. Thank you. Advice for the week. 10 of Wands, 5 of Wands, and a 10 of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, the Chariot. It's important for you to not tell everyone about this opportunity. I don't know if the existing person or people here are going to create problems for you, or if there's problems with that family issue some of you are having, or again, if you're leaving one job for another, the current job does not need to know anything about the new job. So whatever this opportunity is here for you, you need to keep it close to the chest, close to the vest. Not everyone needs to know about the abundance you're about to walk into. I feel like suddenly people then are going to want to like claim it. You ever see those news stories where someone wins the lottery and suddenly they have like a long lost cousin from the other side of the world that's like, remember me? We grew up together. And it's like, no, I never saw you before in my whole freaking life, but they see you on the news like you're the Powerball winner. That's what I feel like happens here. People literally come like clawing and crawling out of the woodwork. And for some of you, even an ex would try to come back if they knew about this. So keep this to yourself as you move forward with it. That is what I have for you, Pisces, for the week ahead. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.